Wednesday. It's Watercolor Wednesday. I have Pepper with me, and Pepper is working on my pink color. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's a beautiful thing.
I'm just pouring some binder over here, man.
Yep.
You know, I just realized like this pink is like the perfect kind of pink for June.
It really is.
It definitely is.
There we go. I'm all in red because we're actually like 3 minutes early, and all of my lights turn red to remind me that I've got a show. So they'll turn the right color here in a second. But for right now, they're all red. I, on the other hand, am still working on the animation. We're going to see whether we are able to get this thing out the door today. So we're going to be working on this again still.
So, by the way, I just want to point out something. Stuart Simple, the creator of Culture Hustle and The Pink is Pink, made an announcement that he made a new Pink is Pink that's pinker than the pink before.
So the Pink is Pink is no longer the Pink is Pink.
Yeah.
That's all right.
No, he's calling the new pink pinker than pink.
It'll still stand in for opera for me. It'll be fine.
Yeah. He's calling the new pink pinker than pink.
Huh. I find it fascinating that we're getting colors and stuff.
Yeah. I still need to buy some more Pink is Pink. I do want to carry this color in my line. I don't want any of the other colors that they carry, like the glow in the dark ones. I can really not. I can afford not to do those. But the Pink is Pink, like I think I do like it enough to actually want to put it in some form of capacity of my watercolor paints all the time.
Well, it's definitely going to go into. It's going to go into my palette because it's pink. I like it.
So I don't know about you, but as soon as like right before June 1st hit, Blue's Clues, which is still on the air.
I can't believe that.
Blue's Clues did like this massive pride parade.
Some of that makes sense. Blue's Clues
show.
Yeah, that seems to like.
The song was sung by, I want to say, basically a cartoon character that was definitely a drag queen.
How can you not love Blue's Clues?
I mean, Blue is a girl, but she's blue, and then Magenta is a boy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have to understand that, like, they already have some non-binary stuff going on in the show already.
Yeah.
And
although I have oft found that to be aggravating. I was at where was I? Hot Topic yesterday. Day before yesterday, Monday. And I love Blackpink, the Korean group.
Yeah.
And I was like looking at the shirts, and they've got black shirts or pink shirts. I don't wear black, so I just was like, I'll pick up the pink shirt, but they didn't have it in my size. But it aggravates me that that's, implicative of something. I'm like, it's not implicative of anything except I like pink,
Well, what I find interesting is do you know the history of why males
aren't
like
supposed
the theory of pink not being a good color for males?
I remember something about it.
So it's actually dating back to the Holocaust. And if you were male and you were found to be gay and you went to the concentration camps, you were signified with a pink triangle.
Upside down pink triangle, yeah.
Yeah. And if you were a lesbian, you got a blue upside down triangle.
Interesting.
And
I thought it was further back than that, but you're probably right.
That's when because the traditional colors before World War II for both boys and girls, you used to dress up little boys in pink in certain countries before World War II, and little girls were given blue. It was actually reversed. Pink went on boys and girls were with blue. So there's that.
Yeah. Well, I am a fan of Blackpink, the group, and of course, all of their shirts are either black or pink. So,
Well, I mean, with a name called Blackpink, I mean, it's to be
it
expected.
does sort of seem like that would be a logical thing.
Yeah.
Well, part of the Korean culture groups that I've gotten into these days.
So is that the new girl character?
Yeah, made? I redid her with a new rig. So like now, like she has strands that are individual.
Cool.
So that whenever she talks, all of the strands can sway.
Cool.
It was something that I had seen on a video when I was redoing all of this, trying to figure out how to use Character Animator's new setup. And so what I did was they had the character available. So I just downloaded the character and then redrew all of the graphics.
Cool.
So it's the same puppet, but I deleted all of the same graphics. Right. I deleted all their pictures and redrew the hair and redrew the face and redrew the body and yada, yada, yada.
Cool.
That's what we're after here. So I already kind of pulled her out of this shot.
Cool.
And Character Animator's being cranky.
It's because you're on the show with me. That's why.
Yeah. So this is the old one. I'm going to replace her with the one that I just built. I can't read this easily here. Blah. There we go. Where did I feel like I keep doing this to myself where I'm like, I'll put something somewhere and I can't find it. No, you know what you could do is actually just check where this guy lives. Yeah, it's a logical spot.
This is fun.
Yeah.
At least some type of watercolor action is going on right now.
All right. Right? At least somebody's doing watercolor. Unlike somebody, we won't name any names. Me.
I thought you would have been done with this animation project by now. Hey. It's not my fault that it seems like I'm ribbing on you.
I'm just grumping because you're right. That's all. Yeah. I hate to say that I totally agree with you, but I totally agree with you. All right. Timeline. Compute lip sync take from. Huh. All right. And take her and remove her. And let's see. Hey, that worked. Better than I thought it worked. I'm kind of astonished, actually. I'll turn the speaker's output down so you guys don't have to suffer.
Oh, I thought you got a hamster.
I had a hamster.
Was his name Hamilton?
Don't lose
Hamilton
the equity
hamster?
in your home because you didn't ask. Call today, and we will help find the right solution for you.
That worked. Yeah, she loaded in just fine. Right off the bat. That's amazing and astonishing, and I don't even know how to handle it. Now,
With happiness and glee?
with what?
You said you didn't know how to handle it. I said with happiness and glee.
Yeah, maybe.
What's glee? What's glee, guy?
Yeah.
What's his glee feel like?
A TV show from like 2009 or so. I actually kind of liked Glee. The first couple of seasons were really good. Got kind of weird after a while.
I don't really like musical stuff very much, so
As
far as like media and TV shows and stuff goes, like I don't really like it.
That's just a difference between you and me, and that's fine.
Well, it's funny because like I say that and like people will get on my case like going, well, shouldn't you like them? And I'm like, not every person in LGBT alphabet likes musicals. Some of us feel like it's really weird that they're breaking out into song. Why can't they just talk?
I like some musicals.
Thank you,
Messages from Bill.
Well, now, so this is a thing. Both my wife and I were in theater in high school and college. And so that's like a connection point for the two of us. We really like that. But it's funny you should say that. That's the entire premise behind Zoe's extraordinary playlist.
Which I don't really like that show either.
Did you watch it?
I tried. I can't.
That's all right. It's okay. But I like the fact that it's not just you. Like somebody actually built the entire show around why are these people suddenly breaking into song? That's like the entire premise of that show.
Yeah.
But it's funny because my wife and I have been watching it. We really love it. And it's really cool. But yeah, I don't have any problem if people don't like it. I also think that it's just as dangerous to say that all gay people should like musicals as it is to say that straight people shouldn't. And here's a case in point.
I just want to point out, like, it's like everyone obsesses over certain musicals, and I just don't find some appealing.
Yeah.
Like, I will probably never watch the movie Cats, nor will I have any desire to watch if they bring it back to Broadway.
Well, Cats on stage is probably not so bad. Boy, that movie was terrifying.
That movie was terrifying. I just saw excerpts and it made me not want to watch it.
Right? I mean, I'm kind of like, ew.
Cat nipples. No. Although I still was kind of curious on what Judi Dench would look like as a cat, but luckily I saw some stills.
Well, then you end up with Judi Dench's nipples. I don't know. That seems like a thing.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of a terrifying thing.
I mean, it's. I don't know if you've seen Judi Dench interacting online with her grandson. It's cute and hilarious at the same time.
Well, I feel like Dame Judi Dench is just awesome all the way across the board.
Oh, she is. I'm not saying no to that, but like, she has like this really cool relationship with her grandson. It's fun to watch online. Like, he asks her questions like she's like a normal grandmother, and she answers them, but like they're all like dad jokes and stuff. So that's what makes them even better.
There you go.
So,
as with most things, I'm trying to figure out exactly how to get control of. Maybe I should just put a dragger on here and leave the camera alone. I'm trying to get the camera started, but maybe I should just. Instead of doing that, maybe I should just use the dragger. Okay, so we'll go to the head.
So, are you just working on this today?
Yeah. It's like the thing I want to work on today, I guess. Well, it's not really the thing I want to work on today. I've spent the last couple of days with star charts trying to get stars to work right. And it's been a lot of fun and everything, but it's been tough. And then I was like, well, I can't. And now she's draggable, but she's not tied to the ground. It doesn't surprise me, I guess.
That sounds like a really bad painful caveman reference right there.
Right.
She's draggable.
Yeah.
New Croods movie.
Okay. Torso? Yeah. And we will make the torso fixed. And put the origin here. Right.
I'm debating whether or not to add a little bit more binder for this for you. Because when I made it for myself, it re-wets fine, but I'm like worried that it may not be the same.
Right. Okay.
Phenomena.
Do, 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 do. Looks like she's pinned down properly, which that's nice. Didn't
Again,
expect.
in different context, guy.
Right?
Context.
Phrasing.
It's a thing.
It is.
So, I do have like one thing to say, and I finally had to agree with Bill. Someone was throwing out a glass tabletop. Not broken, just dirty, needed to be cleaned up. And I basically said I want it. For the sheer fact it was already frosted, guy. I didn't have to do anything to the top to make it perfect for me to do watercolor painting. But the piece of glass would have taken up my entire desk.
Right?
No.
Oh, no.
I got an eyelash in it. Hold on.
Okay, we're done.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
We just messed up this really badly here. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Hey, guy, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, right? That sounds like we're done. We got to go back and fix this. I liked it better when she was woogly or whatever.
Phenomena. Phenomena. Sorry, it's stuck in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that's what it was supposed to do.
That's
when
the
originally
entire
it was
point.
done on the Muppet Show, but
Okay, why am I not getting... She should be easier to rig, but she's not, apparently. You're in the right spot. Okay. Aggravating that OBS has decided to... I can't get OBS to let go of the camera that it's not using.
no, that's not a good sign.
Yeah. Because, of course, the biggest problem we're having every time we do this is either I completely reprogram OBS so that it doesn't ever use the other camera ever again, or... Oh, yeah, that doesn't actually surprise me at all, Ghost Hand. It doesn't surprise me at all.
What's up?
He's saying, believe it or not, children's shows tend to have psychologists and other mental focused professionals make the most effective brain-catching songs possible. And I'm like, no, that doesn't surprise me. I'm totally willing to believe that. I'm absolutely willing to believe that.
So I just want to point out that Phenomena came from a show called The Muppet Show, which was made for adults. Back in the 80s.
It was made for adults who were really kids, though.
That is true. I won't agree. I won't disagree with you on that. I won't disagree with you on that. So, by the way, Watercolor
looks
Wednesday,
awesome, though.
I just want to say I have a whole lineup of moths right here. Mothmen.
Moths. It's like awesomely random.
Yeah.
Is that because you're doing kaiju? Moth love.
Yeah, so these two are what is known as the pepper moth. The pepper moth is this moth in England that they found out in polluted environments turns black. or black coloring.
Huh.
Normally they look like aspen bark.
Interesting. Would not have
So
expected that.
they're doing like live evolution studies on the moth.
Better.
And I am testing your paint right now. Oh, wow. He wasn't joking. It comes pretty quickly, man. Let's see if it runs.
I feel like I need to still activate this camera. I'm somewhat aggravated about this, though.
All right. I think your paint here, sir, is actually done. I'm just seeing on how it dries now, and then we'll find out. But it's definitely pink. That's for dang sure.
Well, it's the one that needs to fit in that pink spot, so.
Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is wait a little bit.
Is this the one that has... Oh, hey, look, it's an infinite number of me's.
Should the world be subjected to a guy infinity?
Right?
Who knows?
Is it double cameras? Logitech. Okay, so you need to be the one that's removed. Cork.
No.
See, now it won't use either of them. It won't use the Logitech camera. Okay. I'm trying to make sure that the Logitech camera is out of the loop over here. Infinite monitors. And once again, we've gone yellow. It makes me look like it's, a warm summer day in here or something.
It's not bad. A little bit of dryness, but okay.
Okay, I remember, or I did this once where I bumped the camera. And I can't remember how I did it. There we go.
So it's not shiny. But it's not a strong pink color.
It's not as strong as we thought it would be.
It's kind of like a highlighter guy.
That's sort of what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
It looks great to me. I mean,
Okay. Is that what you were expecting?
that's totally what I was expecting.
Okay, then. So
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I got nothing.
I'm going to stop then. I mixed it a little bit after, so it's just gonna, the longer you mix it, the more the color is gonna be like bound to the binder. So it'll just gain strength. That's all it is. Just do a little bit more.
There we go. Oh, that worked great.
What?
Oh boy, we got issues.
What issues?
Only one of her eyes is under control, it looks like.
Oh, wow. Okay. So,
Eyebrows are under control, though.
Guy, what did you do? She was working perfectly. I mean, suspiciously perfectly, but still perfectly.
Right, well, that's part of the problem is that she was suspiciously working perfectly, and now she's working like I expected her to, which is slightly broken. All right. Let's get some of...
All right. So at this point, I'm going to start putting stuff into containers for you guys.
Yay! Oh, my goodness. Okay, so her hair needs to be at least... Like, all of these things look like they're independent, but I don't think they're supposed... Like, do I have to actually rig this thing? I do.
Maybe.
It looks like the hair rigging died, which is kind of aggravating since that's like the most complicated thing.
Have you segueing over a bit?
In your home because you didn't ask. Call today.
Have I what? I'm sorry. I was in the middle of...
No, it's all right. Segueing a little bit to something that I think you'll find creatively, I think you'll find inspiring. Have you seen a Netflix movie called Finding Ohana?
Finding Ohana?
Uh-huh.
Like as in family?
Yes.
Ohana's family.
Yes.
How one gets left behind. Or
forgotten. Yes.
No, I actually have not seen that.
So me and Bill watched it, and we watched it because it was like a Hawaiian version of Goonies.
I see.
Goonies is probably one of my all-time favorite films, so I was like, all right, it's about kids trying to find a treasure, right? But it's filled with a lot of Hawaiian folklore and everything. And it was really neat. I liked watching it. It was fun to watch. And I wasn't sure if you would watch something like that or not. They have, calling back the Goonies reference, they have Data, the actor who played Data in the original Goonies, in the film. Like, he's actually in the film as one of the characters. So it's it was kind of cool to see because it's like here's a movie that's very similar to Goonies, and here's one of the actors who played one of the kids in the original Goonies.
Right? I'm trying to get all these dangly things straightened out. Like 60 million of them. Why did I do this to myself?
Do you have like a line going to every strand of hair?
Not every strain, but a lot of strains, so that they will all move. So like I said, I pilfered this from from online, from Adobe, and they even say take these puppets and fix them up your way, and stuff like that. So
I'm wondering if they have a kill code in them if you're not using them for their animation studio.
no, they don't. They literally said take them, modify them any way you need to. It's not that. I'm just it's all about where these guys get. It's all about their.
It's all about their Benjamins.
No, it's all about their. Yeah, it's all about their Benjamins. It's all about their like weird coding that keeps getting wiped out or not wiped out when it's over in Photoshop.
Gotcha.
That's part of what's going on.
All right, Guy. I filled 4 pans. This is number 5.
Wow, I'm gonna have lots of pink.
Yeah. Now again,
ever and ever.
This one that I'm doing right now may be very, very small compared to the rest of them. When I made this one for myself in my paint or initially, I didn't have much shrinkage with this paint. And by shrinkage, I mean basically where I would have to put another layer of paint on top of it.
So that it won't crack or act funny?
Yeah, it just dried solid. So I'm hoping the scratch does the same thing.
Wow, look at that. That's kind of cool, actually. I mean, it's not straightened up yet, but it is nifty. See how the hair just kind of do.
I only see you. I don't see what you're looking at.
Oh, because I haven't switched it over to the. I'm so busy trying to turn on the camera, I didn't do this. There we go. Now, I mean, other than the obvious, we've got to fix her head so that it doesn't do this. The hair is awesome.
Yeah.
That's kind of nifty. So if I can get the head to be a fixed, no stretchiness, and get her eyes under control.
Mm. Did you want this back?
No, you can keep it if you want. That's fine.
Did you want this back?
Yes, I do want the plastic woozes back.
Okay.
Any plastic woozes that you have? Yeah, squishy head. We definitely have. This is kind of funny. Okay, let's not do that anymore. All we're doing is just making me sick. Okay, let's fix some pieces here. First things first. Let's go and fix.
First things first, you're a realist?
Have you met me?
Gotta drop it down.
So we don't want her to have squishy head.
No one likes squishy head. And yes, I just realized what I just said.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying nothing, man. I'm not saying nothing.
Hey, I'm wondering if I should use what's on the board to make another paint instead of like cleaning it, seeing what would happen if I just had like a hue of pink left on the board and try to make another paint. I've never done that before.
Right?
Well, never intentionally. Let's see.
Okay, is the puppet in puppet control? Is this because
I'm gonna do that.
property? No. I know I've got like all the control properties.
Okay, so this is definitely going to be an experiment.
Because like the eye gaze. There, let's fix that. It's only one eye is like set straight. Yeah, I need parallax. Okay, so there was a way to set up the parallax, because that was what they were saying in the thing. Is parallax was like this is somewhat infuriating.
I'm very sorry that you're going through this experience, Guy.
Oh, well, there's that. Oh, so we've got the dangle going right there, so this works. I wanted to give a little bit of stiffness to her hair. I mean, it was cool when it was like 0, because then her hair's like all over the place. Wee, wee.
Wow.
Like, that's awesome. Okay, this is why you don't let animators do things. This is why it's lucky that there's no real-time animation things like this in real life. Otherwise, us animators would never get work done. Okay, so somehow I need to make her face fixed. That's the first thing I need to do.
All right.
This is where we were.
So far, this is a very interesting experiment.
It's very yellow is what that is. Yeah, it does feel like one of those NVIDIA Hairworks. Now,
Yeah.
to be fair, I'm actually pretty pleased with this because it looks pretty authentic, and I drew all this hair. You know, I'm like, and it looks really nicely authentic. So I'm pretty happy with that. That works.
Well, that's good. You should be happy.
What I am not happy with is that her face is squishy. I need her face to not be squishy, and I need her face to. It's under physics, I think. I need her face to be not squishy, and I also need it to parallax slightly because it's supposed to parallax. And it's not.
So I have like a little bit of like the pinkest pink like showing up into the transparent yellow ochre or the golden transparent ochre.
There we go. I got some parallax going. Now if I could just de-squishy her face, we could tell whether we're doing it right. But the whole point was that I should be able to do some parallax work and be able to tilt her head just a little bit so you'd feel like she was turning her head slightly.
Uh-huh.
But the face keeps getting squishy. So it's hard to tell whether. Okay, I'm going to search on the internet for this. So I need the face to be independent. Let's see if that one, wouldn't that be weird if that one click was all I needed? Better. Okay, we'll reset then the pose. Now, it's not perfect, but at least she's working correctly. And we're getting a little bit of parallax going and everything like that. Now let's get her eyes squared away and working here correctly. Oh, yeah, see, that's not so bad. Now I need to de-squishy her neck, though, because her neck is, we're doing the disassembled head thing. Okay. Well, cool. We fixed that one problem. Good morning, Donald.
Good morning.
I feel like I'm... Oh, you know what I could do is turn on the microphone. That'd be funny. Because then she would talk whenever I talk. I think she would also talk when you talk. Everybody talks. But it still looks
Everyone
cool.
talks.
I like the fact that she also is detecting sounds elsewhere. So she's going bee bee boo boo bee bee boo boo. Bee
Cool.
bee boo boo boo. Bee 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 boo boo. Okay, we've got to fix a couple of things. Like the parallax is great, but it's not quite as good as I want it to be. And we still have to fix her eyes. So, but we're getting closer with every passing moment. Her coding is getting better.
her crazy eye action, man.
I know, but it's fun. Okay, neck and torso. Yeah, it's not going to help us any. She really is too. Okay. We'll check on the physics. Which I think is in here. All right, that's enough. Now I could just record it. Yeah, let's not do that. Are you eating the fish fingers with custard? That's the important question.
What?
Oh, I can like play drums with her eyebrows. Doon 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 Okay, I'm done. No,
I'm like, where did the fish and the custards come in? I'm like confused.
Donald's eating fish sticks for lunch, so I was asking him if he was having them with custard.
Okay. I can bear I can't just to let everyone know, I cannot read the comments today, so I am on my cell phone. The text is very tiny.
I wish her neck was more mobile. I mean, it's not bad, but I think I've tied it down too much. So let's go on ahead and take the torso, because we've got these pins here. I move those down to here. And maybe this bone doesn't need to be in here. There we go. That's much better. It's not like perfect, but at least I can make her move. Why is still one eye closed? What's going on with that eye? She has pink eye, but only in her left eye.
What is she doing in the animation to get pink eye?
Right? These are the things I wonder all the time. Okay, we'll select a rest pose. There we go.
Well, now, I'm asking her animator.
Goodness knows. I don't know. But she's got like one eye problem going all the time. And I need to stop.
It's probably all the hair going in her face.
I think the eye may not be actually. The eye.
It's not really her eye? Sorry, couldn't resist.
Yeah. Okay, both eyes look like they're rigged properly. What's going on here?
Hey, Guy, the program that you use for making models of your character, do you have to make the character, or do you use it based off of something they provide?
So they do. You can just hit this button right here, and it goes immediately to Photoshop, which you can't see. But there's a button here, so you can just take this puppet straight into Photoshop and work on it. And when you do and you save it, it comes back into Character Animator, still rigged properly, and everything is still like, unless you really bork it. Thank you, Donald. Donald's like supporting me over here. He's like, you got this. Oh. But like it has its own, they have their own puppets that you can load and use right away. Okay. But I mean, you know, it's kind of like using Comic Sans. It's pretty obvious you're using somebody else's puppets.
Okay.
The right.
I'm shaking this, folks.
And the left eye. Okay. Well, they all look identical. Really, all I'm doing is just establishing this, but everything looks like it's correct.
Anyone else joining us today?
I think we just have just you and me. I know I saw Colton up and about, but I didn't see.
I thought he may be working today.
He might be working.
I haven't seen Raph, so.
Well, I don't think Raph's alive at this point.
What? When did he die?
Well, I mean, like last night. So, okay, we're getting better on this. I mean, I still don't have complete control, but it's still better.
I'm sorry, your segue was like, okay.
I mean, I do like the hair. The hair is working perfectly.
Cool.
But I mean, I can make her head tilt, and I can make her head turn a little bit. Although it's not turning as much as it was anymore. So now let's go ahead.
Is she still winking, or?
She's blinking only with the left eye. I don't know what that means. Makes her look like she's slightly drunk.
Yeah. It's like one of those moments like, we need to get this fixed for you, girl.
All right, let's see what the dragger says. I'll turn off the dragger. And I really should just make the eye gazes completely. I do like that parallax. I just want more of it. So I've got some control over the puppet's turn. I don't know why I'm not getting like different pieces of this. It doesn't make sense. Like, why is it that one eye is working but the other one's not? Yeah. Donald's saying that maybe you're. Donald's saying all he could think of with you is wax on and wax off.
I mean, it's a good upper arm workout. Just saying.
Right?
Just call me the Dr. Paint Miyagi.
Her freckles aren't parallaxing. Why aren't her freckles parallaxing? However, I mean, really, you can see with the parallax, she still gets a lot more movement and animation out of the character than she's had before, which is cool. I mean, the parallax helps a little. I just wish her freckles moved with their parallax, which they're not. But it's still
weird. Why wouldn't they move?
I don't know. Cobra Kia. Oh, Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai. I have that problem all the time. Okay. Let's see here. I know I've got the independent. I don't understand what the story is with eyes. Right eye has. And so neither one of them have behaviors. It's so weird. They should be just fine, and they're not. I'm not sure what that means. Oh, let's see if that helped. It helped a little, but not a lot. I don't think that did the thing I wanted it to do. But she can at least tilt her head a little. And if I face my camera like this, she can tilt her head a little and tilt her head the other direction. And it still looks okay. It's not beautiful, but it still works. Biggest problem is I think you need to fix her neck a little because you can see underneath it too much whenever she raises her head. But the rest of the
I
puppet
thought she was just supposed to be talking in this part.
well, she is, but I want to give her some movement. You know, so I actually am pretty ecstatic about this hair. This hair is cool. But I mean, we can give her the ability to say yes. We can give her the ability to say no. I mean, not like a lot of ability, but she can at least say no and yes. That's
I mean, saying no is always important.
cool. I'm gonna move my camera though to right here. Oh, he's talking about Donald's talking about the Star Wars Facebook post where they're talking about that they think that the Death Star was an inside job.
Star Wars is an inside job?
The Death Star was an inside job.
I mean,
We're just saying, but it
it
was
could have been.
just saying that, you know. Okay, let's fix the neck because that's one of my problems.
It's time to take a quick break.
There, if I do this,
Who thinks that I should add another color to this?
I think you should always add more colors. But you know, that's the thing.
Okay. I think that I'll do that. Come up with another color.
That's part of our problem right there. The blink function wasn't on. That's why she's blinking weird.
Oh, okay. Makes sense now.
Oh, well, that won't help us any. I think I figured out my problem. Here's your problem right there. All
There's a
of
big old line through eye.
the left eye pieces, yeah, well, that is a problem, definitely. All the left eye pieces are called right.
Makes sense now.
A control problem. In fact, so much so that I just completely borked this. All right. There we go. That makes a lot more sense as to why things are going weird.
All right, Bill. What color should I add to this color?
Mauve.
Really? I don't have mauve.
Well, then you failed.
Messages from Bill. I have failed. I do not have the color of mauve in pigment powder form. So I have failed.
Mauve. Yep.
Are you talking like purple mauve or green mauve?
Green.
What if I turned it into a green? Okay. All right, let's attempt to turn this into a green, folks.
Be cool.
We already made guys paint.
Guys, paint's awesome. I'm going to use Ben's color palette again now that I figured out all of my problems. All of my problems. So we'll
All
just
right. You know what? I can have the perfect color for this. If anyone can see, I hope I did not get paint on the bottom of this because that would be a pain in the ass.
Right. All right. All right. I think we have figured out the major problem with this puppet.
We will do a little bit because I think this is going to be a strong color. What is so funny?
Your strong color. I'm like, have you met us? It's always a strong color in our world.
It probably will. Like I'm not saying it won't because I'm just to let you know, this is Prussian blue I just added to golden yellow ochre. So I don't know how this is going to turn out.
Right?
I really don't.
Anything could happen at this point.
Yes, and it already has a little bit of pinkest pink in there too. So, I mean, it looks green so far. This could be an epic fail too. Like, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know.
It's wild. Anything could happen.
Exactly.
This is the reality TV show version of our of our thing here. Turn on the blinks. That'll help that a whole lot.
Oh wow, that's really blue. Oh my.
You're just saying. Nope.
Didn't realize it was going to turn olive so quickly.
Oh, hey, that's kind of nice, actually.
Yeah.
All right.
Stroke.
Update. Look at that. All right. Eyes are set.
So, Guy, I have a question. This is not about what you're doing right now. Maybe, I don't know if you can answer this while you're working on that or not. I have a character that has a bunch of scars. You use a 3D modeling program for your characters so that you have all of the tattoos and scars and everything, right?
Yep.
Did you have to make those, or did you just use the pre-existing things for that too?
So for all of my characters in Daz Studio, we one of the things I do is I'll just take the map of like the UV map, and I will then mark all of those things on the UV map. That way, when the map comes out on the maquette, all of those things are on there. Because I actually have a character with a scar too. She's got a scar right through the middle of her face, and she has one brown eye and one blue eye because the thing that took the scar on her face took out one of her eyes, and so her replacement eye doesn't match.
Doesn't match. Got it.
And
Okay.
she doesn't care to change that because she could, but she doesn't.
Gotcha.
So I feel like we didn't help anybody doing that. So we will, I guess they're supposed to be off. That's fine.
All right. I'm going.
So, but yeah, I mean, to answer your question, that is exactly what I do. Is I'll set up the model. Okay, one eye is blinking properly and the other one's not blinking. I don't get what's going on here.
Oh wow. That should completely changed everything.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? Okay, so the blink's not working like I want it to. I don't know why we put a two-step blink in there if you can't actually put a two-step blink in. However, it does look like the parallax is working correctly. And short of the fact that her eyes are screwed up, everything else looks like it's working really well. And I can even kind of do like some animated, sort of like tilts of the head and things like that. So if we were to do the animation, I can at least make it look like she's doing some kind of, minor movement, and the hair is just making me happy.
That's really what this is all about. You just want to make sure that you utilize the hair.
Because it's a thing. So it's like I loved watching Monsters Inc. over and over and over just to watch Sully's hair. And of course, that's really pretty much all they did with Monsters Inc. was we're just going to make an entire show that's based around a big hairy guy that's blue.
Well, and to be like, when that movie came out, I had a bunch of people that I went to school with that were studying computer animation. They were just astounded about the fact that Disney owned computer rigs that could process all of that.
Right. Well, and that's sort of that was what got kind of it's not you we're talking to. That's one of the things that kind of cracked me up about it too, was that the rig was powerful enough to do that. What's more interesting though is that now Blender and Cycles is the renderer out of Blender. Cycles can do a pretty good job of fur now too. Like when that came out, we were all like, whoa, who has the computing power to do that? And now apparently I do. It's because it was too difficult to render Cousin It. That's why. So, okay, still the eyes are messed up and not quite right on the rigging. However, everything else looks like it's doing a pretty good job. She's tilting her head correctly. Things are moving the right way. Stuff like that. I can at least control this puppet relatively easily. So that's good. Now, if I can just fix her eyes, we'll be ready to actually record this thing, and it won't be a problem. And I just have to be an exaggerated actor and make sure that she does some movement so that whenever it's like, don't wait until you're like too stupid to be da-da-da-da-da-da. Instead, shake your head no a lot and say yes.
Well, that's one way of getting to your audience.
Right? Now, how do I control her blink action? I really am not. It really messed with it to not have. Must have messed with it to not have these things named correctly in the correct order. Because its properties are the ones that are all messed up.
Oh, dang, I hate it when that stuff happens.
Yeah. What's bothering me is how long it's taking for each one of these problems. I may have to go back and redraw the lids. Debugging Adobe Character Animator eyes. I am not the only one.
So when is Bellatrix Rising becoming a cartoon?
Right? Yeah, that'd be fun. You know, the thing is that this is not a... I don't... right. We're commenting about her buying a house and stuff. This would be a lot of work to make it into... Handle tagged as left shoulder, not being used by anybody. Okay. That happened. Okay, well, it says it's the only error we've got. The error checker. That's one we can fix. There. That probably will help that a lot right there. I do not like this hierarchy function. It's markedly more complex. Oh, that's even better. All I've managed to do now is make it so that she has no eyes. But the one eye is still not quite right. Didn't work. Okay, we're getting better. Actually, I should hit refresh just to make sure. No, still not working correctly.
I'm wondering if I should add a little bit more of that golden ochre. Hopefully it'll make it a bit brighter.
like I'm going to spend the day on this one. I can see already. All right, getting closer. Okay. Back to work, slave. Maybe the hard one over here is doing this. Okay. Back to drawing on this side. Okay. First things first. All right. So I feel like this left lash probably should have some amount of coloration around it so that the eyeball can move. A little around. So when we do get control back on her eyes, which we're not going to do right away, she will have the ability to turn her eyes left and right without it looking very creepy. Her eyeballs wandering outside of her eyes. Animators thinking ahead. There we go, just like that. Whew. While I'm here, I'll go ahead and just do the other eye. Already sort of in the mood for it. So we've done it left. Right here. Makes her look very like panda-like or something. Very strange. There we go. There we go, just like that. Right? So, my wife has freckles. I think freckles are adorable. And it is very strange to think that there was once a time when freckles were considered ugly. They're actually, my wife remembers a time when she was considered weird looking because of her freckles, which I think is ridiculous.
It's actually not that far off. I remember as a kid being asked if I had freckles or not because they were faint.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that if I got sunburn, like I would freckle after, and then they would go away. One of my sisters has had like a lot of freckles when we were kids. She doesn't have them anymore. Like she grew out of them, I guess. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But I do remember people would tease, especially if you were a ginger and had freckles.
Why do we have a color overlay?
Huh?
Yeah. There's a color overlay on all of her phenomes. And it's what I get for working with other people's puppets. I mean, you have to kind of put up with whatever it is they did. There. cleaning up the... Yeah, actually, I will completely agree with that. Ghost Hand saying that it has something to do with being more common in redheads and therefore connected to Irish, which, you know, we went through that entire phase of let's hate the Irish.
I don't think it has gone away. People
Maybe.
still don't. People still make fun of gingers.
It's better. It's not perfect. It is better.
That is true. It is better, not perfect.
I'm talking about my animation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're like, I'm talking about gingers. I'm like, I'm not talking about gingers. I'm trying to figure out whether my animation's good or not. She doesn't have
Guy's
to
trying to
actually
stay
blink.
on
Now, if I
task.
could
Pepper's
just
trying
get
to make
her.
Guy go somewhere else. Pepper just shuts up at a certain point. Because he's mesmerized by his own paint mulling.
The parallax is amazingly cool. It is kind of weird, though, that her right side of her mouth stays. Like, the mouth is pinned in. And I think that might be an origin point problem.
Oh, okay. She should have a doctor look at that.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why it's not changing over. There we go. Let's look at her head. Yep, let's get that origin point moved. And let's get rid of the draggable because it doesn't need to be draggable anymore. Right. Right eye is correct. Left eye is correct. So now, why do I still... yes, I like them too. I wish they would run properly. Because I've still got one eye going one way and the other eye not going the right way. This is somewhat frustrating here. That's not the right rig. Like, only one eye is controlled. That'll help. Oh. making sure all my origins are correct. Maybe. Oh, hey. I've discovered the secret to the air shield here. Because this there we go. That's the control for blink. That might have fixed our problem. Reload. Look at that. We're getting closer. But at least both of our eyes are in the correct spot now. I mean, technically speaking, I could probably run the entire animation this way, except for the fact that she keeps winking at us. Right? If there was any way to actually, but hey, she actually look at this. This is kind of cool. I mean, other than the blink, I can do quite a bit with her. And she actually does quite a bit of movement now, which is nice. So that actually worked. Okay. So we have the blink fixed on one side here, which helps a lot. And as long as the parallax doesn't go too far to one side or the other, it's not so bad. So as long as I don't, turn my head a whole lot, it should be fine. There we go. So we fixed that.
So I just did a test color of this at this point.
Okay. We are getting really close to actually having this work. Right on the lid. Oh. Does that help? That I fixed. Guess I didn't. Oh, well, let's go ahead and fix that real quick. There we go. We're getting much closer over here to this guy actually working. It's so about freckles. It's kind of funny. I have sort of a pseudo adopted daughter, which we talk about a lot on here. She's from Japan. And the first time she saw Chang, she identified correctly that Chang was Asian. But then she said that she had freckles, and no Asian person has freckles. And she was like, she was dead set on this. She was like, Asian people don't have freckles. And I'm like, you don't have freckles, but that doesn't mean that Asian people don't have freckles. It was just really funny. It was such a remarkably
Japanese.
Yeah, it was so amazingly stuck. And she was so stuck in this thought process. She's like, Asian people don't have freckles. It's like, and it was so weird, and she would not let that go. She couldn't conceive of it in her brain.
Well, I mean, it doesn't happen frequently.
It doesn't. But I showed her Lucy Liu, who most definitely has freckles, and they're adorable freckles.
But I thought Lucy Liu was more than one Asian background too, isn't she?
Maybe. I mean, doesn't matter. She's still Asian.
Yeah.
You know what? I can handle it if she doesn't actually blink. If neither eye blinks, it's still okay. So after an hour and 46, almost got it. Look at that. In fact, I think I'd be happy with this. I think I could accept that. Because I've got, her eyes are blinking. There we go. Well, sure. I mean, I've seen all kinds of different variations. The wonderful thing about humans is that's one of those things. Love knows no racial boundary. So you get all of the mixes. They all mix together. In fact, only politics seems to understand racial boundaries.
Indignant people.
Well, yes, but I mean, it's a political issue. If you're Asian and you fall in love with someone who's African, only politics will keep them apart. You know.
Yeah.
It's there's still no biological reason why they cannot mate and have a child. So.
You make us sound like we're monkeys.
We are monkeys. We're big monkeys. Big, hairless monkeys. There.
Speaking of
God, she looks angry.
Sentiment, we watched Howard the Duck from the 80s.
Duck nipples.
Duck nipples. The pulling of duck feathers. And then we watched an episode of Golden Girls where Rose was helping counsel a person who was a principal backward on Howard the Duck. If no one got that, I'm sorry.
Quack foo. You know, Ghost Hand's like, I have no idea what I've done, but it's finally working. Yes, that is exactly what has happened today. He's empathizing with me. She's working correctly.
Gotcha. Well, that's good.
I'm going to take out that middle frame because it's. I don't think she needs anything but the closed frame. So, but other than that, I think we're doing good. I think she's doing fine. And her hair does the right wiggly. Her hair's awesome. I'm just all excited about the hair. The hair is really the big part. It looks really
cool.
Okay.
Cool.
So we have that going. So one last workout here, and we will be done with this scene. We can record it. I'll head over to Photoshop. Do you have a massage for me? We'll just delete this one. And we'll let that one go. Blink, blink. Cat, bing, and the kitty cat. And I dance.
So, do you want to see this color?
What does the color look like? Oh, I like that color a lot, actually. It's kind of like almost a battleship blue.
So, Guy,
everything's sort of a battleship blue for me. I'm just saying.
Do you want me to just send you over a sample of it, or?
Yeah, if you want to put a little bit into that last bin, that last little bin that I had over there for the pink,
Yeah,
I'll take that. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Bing, kitty cat. And I dance, and I dance. Okay. Cat. Bing, and kitty cat. And I dance, and I dance. Okay, good. All right. We'll save her up. And we'll call this puppet set. There we go. Yeah, like a navy blue or a battleship blue. It comes out nice. If I do enough spaceships and mecha that looks like a good color for me.
Again, this is one where I don't know if I can ever recreate it, but I will try one day.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. She's running correctly. That's nice. Isn't that nice? That's nice. Okay, you ready to hit the record button? Let's go on ahead and figure this thing out.
Don't lose the equity in your home because you didn't ask. Call today, and we will help find the right solution for you.
There we go. Let's see what that looks like.
Don't lose the equity in your home because you didn't ask.
Oh, that looks
Call
nice.
today, and we will help find the right solution for you.
Oh, that looks good. I might want to take one more take on that, but that one That one worked. It is very alive. Okay.
Don't lose the equity in your home because you didn't ask. Call today, and we will help find the right solution for you.
There we go. That looks much better. She shrinks. Okay, don't do that. That actually looked really good. No, it's not the one you did. It's the one your mom did.
Don't lose the equity in your home because you didn't ask. Call today, and we will help find the right solution for you.
There you go. I need to do one fix on her because it looks like one of her mouth movements is still blue. Go into her phonemes. One of the phonemes is still blue. This phenome. Now, ideally, I'd go in here and fix these up so that they're more anime-esque. But for today, we're good. We're good. I might fix the puppet up now that I've gotten the puppet to work. There we go. I like that I can play drums with her eyebrows.
You know, if she was a real person, I don't think she would appreciate it, though.
No, no, no. This is the lot that all animated things just are stuck suffering in life. It's the way it goes. It's the law of the West. I need to make a smile for her. She doesn't have a smile phenome. She just has a neutral phenome. Let's see. She really doesn't have a smile phenome, does she? If I can add. And take this guy. A bird right outside of my patio, tweeting away. I give like 30 seconds before George is in here. It's a wonderful day to go outside. It's a wonderful day to have a bird in your patio and a cat looking at that importantly. said that I think that my kid's up, which is where my cat is, which is good. That's where he hasn't discovered the
George out of,
yet.
keeps George out of trouble.
Yeah, right? That's the thing. Yeah, more neutral. Then I can make her smile at the end is the thing I really want to do. Because she needs to look a little bit more like she's
Talking about mortgages.
right. I mean, she's talking about mortgages and things like that. She shouldn't be smiling the entire time. You know, it's a little weird. But you might want to trust her. Yeah. That was another thing we were talking about. It's interesting when my elder kiddo, who comes over from Japan, she starts talking about cultural differences. We've talked about this before. She's got a deeper voice. And apparently that's not an attractive trait in Japan. And so she's embarrassed about it. It makes her embarrassed. But here in America, if women talk with a deeper voice, they're considered more trustworthy and more serious. If they talk with a higher voice, they're considered ditzy and weird. And so she's like, "What? You mean I'm respected here?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I like this." It's very funny.
Has something to do with the fact that it's like you're more intelligent.
Yeah. Okay, one more take. Let's see what it looks like.
Don't lose the equity in your home because you didn't ask. Call today, and we will help find the right solution for you.
There. See? That's perfect. That's what we're looking for. Right there. All right. That's a take, guys. That took 2 hours. 2 hours to get here. But she looks cool. She's moving correctly. And all is working. So that's a plus there. Even with all of the help and rigging stuff and assistance that I get from using Character Animator, this still takes a long time.
I bet.
I'm noticing. So, okay, so you've made sort of a battleship blue.
And your pink.
I'm completely enamored with. You made a pink, which I really dig. We'll probably never make that blue ever again, so there's that.
Well, I have a lot of it.
You're like, if you really need another one.
How
long is it going to take it to dry?
Huh?
How long do you think it's going to take to dry?
I know the pink doesn't take very long to dry at all. With the ochre, it usually takes 3 days, but I don't know since I added Prussian blue to it.
So in other words, you could probably come pick it up like next week, not come up and pick it up tomorrow.
You could probably pick it up by like Monday.
There we go. So by next Wednesday, which I should be done with this project completely by then we could do that. I like the fact that she's just looking around, kind of doing. I wonder what happened if I turned on the eye gaze. I wonder how bonked that would go. Oh man, let's smooth it. And it made her look kind of crazy.
Are you giving her crazy eyes?
You should look. It's awesome. Like,
You're having way too much fun.
yeah, well, the good news is this puppet just needs to look straight at the camera. It doesn't actually need to look around or anything like that. But it is
that's
funny.
good.
That jerk. All this puppet needs to do is be able to look at the camera directly and talk to you like a normal human being would and stuff. That said, with the camera, with the parallax on, it actually is working really coolly. And it actually is doing a really neat job. And I love the hair. And talking a lot is making me like have way too much fun with this particular puppet. Because the puppet's doing a good job of doing the things. The things. Okay, guys. Well, I think I am done with this. We're just going to record it, but I can't because it is indeed a thing about Adobe. There is no way I can actually export this to media encoder without crashing everything. So in order for me to record this video, I have to ship it off to media encoder because that's the way that everything works in Adobe now. Nothing actually goes out of the actual programs anymore. It's all shipped to media encoder, which hogs up all of the computer's resources, crashes everything, and then makes you sit there and stare at it for 2 hours while it renders. And it's like, thanks. I'm so glad we've made this more efficient. So we'll get there, but this guy records just fine, and she looks cool, and I like her floofy hair. The hair is the best.
Cool.
So Ghost Hand and Donald, I appreciate you guys being here. I know Brent will be here later on. He'll watch this in replay, so there's that. But I think it's about time for us to head off. Thank you for making my paint today, Pepper.
Oh, you're welcome.
And thank you for making
it's Watercolor Wednesday, and I haven't been able.
Blue.
Yeah, I got some on my hand.
That's probably the fate of all people who are making paint, I guess.
Yep, and then I got some on my mall.
Your mall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, you know that in and of itself, I think I could sit there and make your mall is so fat that yada 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 yada.
My Muller is very fat. I actually thought about buying a new one. That was like smaller.
Are you saying you need a smaller Muller?
Yeah. The butt of my Muller is pretty big. Not gonna lie.
It's really wide. Your Muller's fat.
It's really big.
It's fat. Shamon.
It's like one of those rap star girlfriend, but Mullers. Yes, I went there.
You went there? Oh no, I actually wasn't.
My jokes aren't landing.
No,
right over
neither are your
head.
airplanes. Do not fly on Pepper Air. It won't end well. Or, it won't end well. So, okay, guys. It was good seeing you all. Thank you for joining me, Pepper. and I'll see
You're
you.
welcome.
I'll see you on Friday.
Yes.
Right. It's not the size; it's how you use it and the motion of the motor. I'll see everybody else tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll get back to
Alrighty.
stars and things like that, and working on the stars. Until then, keep your eyes on said stars, and I will see you. Yeah, you're like, how do I get down low enough to see this? Bye-bye.
Bye.
Computer, good night.